like to, I would like to personally welcome all of you to this prodigious occasion. I humbly accept this leadership position as your president of this great organization, the Society for Community Research and Action. This presidential address will not only underscore my vision for next year, August 2024 to 2025, but will also underscore the need for all members to get on board and contribute to our collective wisdom and action in moving forward. This is essential to meet our goals to enhance our organization's viability and effectiveness and building a sense of community and belonging globally through collaboration, healing, and peace. Next slide, please. So our agenda it includes a welcome to our APA SCRA members and guests, our SCRA mission, our SCRA history, a welcome to our new SCRA president, our SCRA presidential address, acknowledgement of SCRA members in our honors society, our SCRA membership drive, and adjournment to our SCRA social. Next slide, please. So our mission, APA, SCRA, and APA SCRA, the convention 2024. Next slide. APA's mission. So again, welcome to this beautiful city of Seattle, Washington, as well as our virtual space via Zoom and SCRA APA 2024. I would like to now provide this overview of our missions. APA's theme this year is All In, and its mission is to promote psychological science and knowledge to benefit society and improve lives. Does this sound familiar to you? If not, let me briefly share with you the mission and vision of SCRA, which can be found on our website at www.scra27.org. Again, www.scra27.org. Next slide, please. The Society for Community Research and Action is an organization devoted to advancing theory, research, and social action. Its members are committed to promoting health and empowerment, to preventing problems in communities, groups, and individuals. SCRA serves many different disciplines that focus on community research and action. SCRA's vision is equally important, and it states that the Society for Community Research and Action will have a strong global impact on enhancing well-being and promoting social justice for all people by fostering collaboration where there is division and an empowerment where there is oppression. Hence, working together in SCRA is our mission. It is what we do. We work collaboratively by building, strengthening, and establishing communities locally, regionally, and internationally, enhancing community well-being, engaging in community development, conducting scientific studies that include a community psychology focus on research and action, particularly participatory action research, disseminating the results, and seeking and establishing social justice when problems arise. This is our forte. We are champions and hardworking members of SCRA APA Division 27. I would like to thank, next slide, please. I would like to thank Dr. Don Henderson and Mrs. Yadviga Hescott. And Dr. Henderson is our is now our past member at large who worked arduously with her team to plan SCRA APA this year. Her conference planning committee, which I am happy to have been a part of, determined that our SCRA APA 2024 theme and mission would be building new imaginings, new worlds, and new futures from the lens of community psychology. Similarly, my presidential address on this day, this evening, is entitled Building a Sense of Community Globally Through Collaboration, Healing, and Peace, which was recently added. Now, next slide. Now, I would like to welcome my mentor and friend of nearly 30 years, Dr. Leonard Jason of DePaul University, Chicago. He is a professor in the psychology department and the director for the Center for Community Research. He has published well over 850 books, research journal manuscripts, and articles. He has been dynamic, informing the field and public about chronic fatigue syndrome, long COVID, and the relationship of a sense of community and trust to hope. His most recent book publication, Experiencing Sacredness, a Psycho-Spiritual Journey, is a bestseller on Amazon. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Leonard Jason as he provides us with a history of community psychology and introduces our next APA Division SCRA President. Dr. Jason, next slide, please.
Thank you so much. In the U.S., community psychology emerged in the 1960s during a time when our nation faced protests, demonstrations, and intense struggles over issues such as the Vietnam War and the Civil Rights Movement. Early community psychologists like Seymour Saracen and Emery Cowan wrote about the need for psychologists to find ways to help solve these pressing social issues. At the 1965 Swampscott Conference in the US, the term community psychology was first used, and it was aspirational in signaling new roles and opportunities by extending the reach of services to those who had been underrepresented, focusing on prevention rather than just treatment, and by actively involving community members in the change process. A theme that emerged very early for this new field was social justice, due to the recognition that many of our social problems were perpetuated when resources are disproportionately allocated. George Albee early on taught that the major causes of mental illness were societal factors such as unemployment, racism, sexism, and exploitation. Paulo Freire, pioneering work, helped early community psychologists recognize the need, be part of the search for solutions through active citizen participation, involving community groups and community members in egalitarian partnerships was a means of enabling people to reestablish power and control over the obstacles or barriers they confront. Another key theme for this field was an ecological perspective introduced by James Kelly. He suggested that the context or environment needs to be considered an integral part when trying to understand and work with communities and individuals embedded in them. Changing one aspect of a setting or environment will have many ripple effects, and behavior adaptive in one setting may not be adaptive in other settings. In a sense, we're influenced and are influenced by our social environments. So we influence and are influenced. And any efforts to understand change need to consider these bi-directional efforts. Community psychology also posited a respect for diversity and emphasized an appreciation for the views and norms of groups from different ethnic or racial backgrounds, as well as those of different genders, sexual orientations, and levels of abilities or disabilities. Our early field had these aspirational goals, but in these early days, there were few people of color or women in leadership positions. In addition, all too often, many of these early community psychologists worked in mental and healthcare settings where true power remained with those providing the services. This was and continues to be a challenge for our field. Community psychologists like Dr. Tonya Hall are working to address this issue using community-based participatory research that provides greater access to resources and decision-making, particularly for communities that have been marginalized and oppressed. I'm delighted to introduce Dr. Hall, the new president of the Society for Community Research and Action. Dr. Hall received her BA from the University of Illinois at Chicago. After receiving her degree, I had the good fortune to witness her work in the mid-1990s with the Midwestern Myalgic Encephalomyelitis Chronic Fatigue Syndrome Support Group. She was an adventurous explorer. She approached the organization with no agenda except wanting the members to know her as she got to know them. She honored their experiences as she committed her efforts to what they asked for. They were artists, creatively and imaginatively developing products, such as a directory of resources and services available to its members. A directory, I might add, that was used for decades. Dr. Hall received her doctoral degree from the University of Kansas in developmental and child psychology, working with applied behavioral psychologists Don Baer and Mark Matthews. Since graduating, she has worked at Chicago State University and most recently focusing on reentry research to lower recidivism rates among African Americans returning communities. Dr. Hall's talk is titled Building a Sense of Community Globally Through Collaboration and Healing and Peace.
Thank you. Next slide. Thank you, Dr. Jason. Again, welcome, SCRA members and guests, to this momentous occasion. I would like to thank Dr. Jason for an outstanding history of community psychology and warm welcome. Also, many thanks to Dr. Henderson and Yadviga and the technology team for your assistance in making this a successful conference for APA, SCRA members, and guests. Again, my name is Dr. Tonya Hall. I am an educator, community psychology researcher, behavioral research scientist, and health and wellness life coach. I also wear additional hats. As was stated previously, I obtained my doctoral degree in developmental and child psychology with a heavy emphasis on behavioral psychology from the University of Kansas at Lawrence. Hello to all my fellow KU Jayhawks. I am currently at the Chicago State University. I am an associate professor in psychology and the Psychology and Counseling Department, College of Arts and Sciences, as well as the undergraduate program coordinator. Hello to all of my fellow CSU Cougars. Chicago State University is located on the far south side of Chicago, was founded in 1867, and is the oldest public university in the Chicago metropolitan area. CSU is committed to equity in education, serving as the only U.S. Department of Education designated four-year predominantly Black institution in Illinois, and ranked by a Harvard economist in the top 4% of public and private universities nationwide in supporting our graduates' economic mobility. Similar to our mission, CSU's mission and vision are focused on community development, civic engagement, social and environmental justice, community partnerships, cultural enhancement, and elevating students and our communities to transform lives locally and globally. Next slide, please. Uh, so there should looks like one more slide. The Honor Society, is it there? If you go back. Okay. So at go back to that. Stay right there. Thank you. So at this time, I would like to acknowledge several SCRA and community members who have served to establish community psychology and APA Division 27, SCRA, the Midwest region, over the years, and helped me to have a sense of community and belonging within the SCRA organization, as well as strengthened my skill set and productivity as a community researcher. Please know that they are too many to mention on this platform. Thank you to Doctors Jason, Celeste Lewis, Judah Viola, Byron T. Brazier, Monica Black, Amber Kelly, Mashoud Alan Riwaju, Jubilee Dixon, and countless others, including Aisha Norris Taylor, as well as my Chicago anti-recidivism research team members, such as Martha Williams, Sean Batia, Darlene Jones Lewis, Christine Robinson, Dr. August Hoffman, and countless students, to name a few. Dr. Vernita Perkins, CEO of OmniG, served as a guest panelist for key community oriented workshops at Chicago State University. Dr. Oya Glansman of DePaul University worked with community psychology students to co-lead the development of DePaul's undergraduate concentration in community psychology, which has graduated 24 students so far, and there's about 22 students that's currently in the program. Also, she collaborated with the book Introduction to Community Psychology, Becoming an Agent of Change. Last but not least, Dr. Brad Olson of National Louis University made a way for me as the past SCRA Midwest coordinator to host our Eco Community Psychology conferences on more than one occasion when there was no other way and we were considering canceling these events for the year. Thank you to everyone who has contributed over the years. Next slide. Okay, looking for the SCRA members, the president. Okay, thank you. Now I will focus on the members and what I call the SCRA Honor Society. As a society, we have about 900 SCRA members. We have moved as a society from focusing primarily on those in the academy to practitioners. We now need to focus on increasing community members and those in governmental agencies. And the end of this address, Yadviga will talk to members and guests about renewing your membership and registering with SCRA as well as APA. There's also a link on our SCRA27.org website and a QR code that will be displayed. But for now, back to the Honor Society. Please stand and be recognized if you are joining us in Seattle. I'd like to thank all SCRA members who have volunteered during the 2023-24 year. Is there a picture? Past presidents. Oh, this is our past presidents. Thank you. Um, our SCRA officers. Thank you to our EC members. Thank you to our SCRA administration team. Thank you to our, and congratulations to our SCRA awardees. And welcome Dr. Ted Boback of the DePaul University, who will serve as the new SCRA member at large and coordinate the awards for next year. So do apply. And now for the SCRA member of the year, 2024. Yes. Um, I'd like to have you to join me in congratulating Dr. Yvette Flores as our SCRA member of the year. Dr. Flores has been amazing regarding her contributions to community psychology and SCRA, and she did so with a smile, warm personality, high level of expertise in community psychology, and care and concern for all people. Join me in honoring all of these honorees. Okay, next slide to presidential vision. So, my presidential vision includes addressing one primary question as it relates to APA Division 27. The question is, how do we facilitate a sense of community and a sense of belonging where all SCRA members globally, with their idiosyncratic characteristics, feel like they are an important part of this organization? I believe that this aspirational goal may be accomplished through establishing SCRA as a place for building this sense of community, this place of community. And you know what that is: societal group whose members reside together, right? So community. Second, it is a place of collaboration and healing and peace. To accomplish this goal, next slide, SCRA members will be encouraged to partner together to apply their collective wisdom to societal problems. My vision includes identifying the needs, including support and resources of members that will contribute to APA Division 27 becoming an organization that reflects a place of belonging for all members. How about you? Have you ever felt like you did not belong to SCRA or a community that you were a member of, or felt like you were offended by the actions or statements of other members? Have you ever felt like you did not want to work with a particular person or group of people? If so, how did those situations make you feel? I have felt feelings of harm and not wanting to work with people in life who offended me, and it is not a good feeling. These actions actually serve to lower the viability of organizations and prevents them from reaching their missions. This year, August 2024 to August 2025, let us partner together to identify strategies for facilitating and contributing to a sense of community within SCRA for all members. You may say that this is an impossible feat, and it may be. I do not believe that it is. I adjure you as APA Division 27 members to work together to accomplish several actions related to my vision. It will take your active participation this year to accomplish my presidential vision. This will be paired with my active listening to members to identify exactly how to accomplish these goals. This strategic presidential approach that includes your active participation may serve to enhance feelings of belonging while lowering feelings of loneliness, which is a national and possibly worldwide epidemic. According to researchers at the University of Cincinnati, U.S. Surgeon General Dr. Vivek Murthy calls loneliness, isolation, and a lack of connection in our country in the United States both an epidemic and published health crisis. Nicoli of 2023 reported that nearly 1 in 4 adults across the world have reported feeling very or fairly lonely, according to a Meta Gallup poll survey taken in 140 countries of individuals 15 years and up. We will focus on our society while considering how these presidential strategies may serve to enhance communities globally. You know what they say in circumstances like this: put your own mask on before helping others. To accomplish these goals, we will focus on the key components of building and fortifying community within our SCRA and APA organizations, personal communities, and society by focusing on placing the C back into community. Here are a few alliterations of words that begin with AC: communication, collaboration, connections, collegiality, care and concern for others, culture, being considerate, conclusions, characteristics, and community action research. So I'll just address a few of them. Collaboration on SCRA committees, other APA divisions, other research teams conducting similar research. Connections, networking, network, regional, international, and student coordinators share SCRA related opportunities. Educate and disseminate information about community psychology, SCRA and educational opportunities, and SCRA and community psychology develop or expand our website. Conclusions: bring all negative encounters experienced, thoughts, and feelings in the past to an end today, and forge forward with positive attitudes towards one another. Characteristics: sharing who we are as a diverse society with one another and celebrating each other. Community action research: increase community membership and PAR, which is participatory action research, community participatory action research, and youth participatory action research. My presidential strategic plan includes implementing listening sessions. Next slide, please. With the aim of identifying strategies to increase a sense of community, collaborations, healing from feelings of harm, and peaceful communities within SCRA and globally. This year, I will focus on working with groups with paid SCRA memberships to access our website, Unlike other organizations, SCRA permits you to have your membership for 1 year after paying your dues. Please sign up for your membership or renew during this conference. I do not want you to miss out. I want to hear what you have to say. Your thoughts are important. We have allotted limited funds for your president to waive membership fees for BIPOC members, as well as all members facing financial hardships. Also, members who would like to support those who are facing financial hardships, please donate to do so on our website. These scholarships are limited and on a first come, first serve basis. Let me, Dr. Christopher Nettles, who is our SCRA treasurer, congratulations to him, or Yadviga Hescott, know as soon as possible if you would like to apply for a waiver. Also, there'll be a culminating session that includes the results of the listening sessions uh, that will be held at our next SCRA biannual 2025 at the University of Michigan. And we have a flyer that we'll show you in just a bit, but not now. And see Dr. Kwesi Brookins. Thank you, Dr. Brookins, for hosting our SCRA biannual next year. This will be our 40th year of hosting biannuals. So I hope that you will be there. Again, Division 27 SCRA presidential sessions are designed to identify what particular groups personally think are strategies for enhancing community within SCRA and our communities. Number one, we will focus on strengthening the collaborations among regional and international sites. Is SCRA a regional organization that has international members, or are we an international organization? I would like to thank Dr. Mashoud Alan Riwaji for your leadership and work with our international members in Africa, India, Japan, and Latin America. Thank you. Back to our question. I would like to suggest the latter, but would like to know what you think. Encourage members to be more collaborative and participatory in all of our regional and international activities. Number two, we will focus on students. Undergraduate, graduate, prospective students interested in community psychology. At the Zoom meeting that I had as a president-elect with SCRA students, we determined that we all had an interest in one activity, and that was knitting, and showed our knitting materials on the screen. We will schedule a social event where we will knit together based on this past meeting. Number three, social justice. How can we create anti-racism and anti-oppressive or ARAO settings and practices with the focus on BIPOC or Black and people of color? But all are welcome. We will continue with existing groups and all new members will be welcome to this group. Next is cultural and linguistic diversity awareness and enhancement, inclusion, diversity, and equity. All members have a culture, and are part of this group to share who you are and be celebrated. In this group, there will be absolutely no room this year. I'm sorry, there will be absolutely no room this year in Division 27 for harm such as hate and hate speech, racism, which includes black on black racism, and all other categories of isms, backstabbing, gaslighting, bullying, microaggressions, working in silos, meetings with other people in small groups to oppose others instead of being open and communicating, withholding your contributions in order to harm or disrespect others, and the list goes on. You know what I mean. These are not characteristics of community and community psychology or SCRA. Rather, they serve to divide members and interfere with us accomplishing our mission, which is why we're here in the first place. Disability, chronic illness. All SCRA programming should aim to be inclusive of others with various abilities. This means if you have an in person conference, provide a virtual option for attendance. Inquire with registrants about accessibility options. Next is women. We will focus on women and what their personal needs are. This may be a possible APA Division 35 collaboration. Next slide, please. Okay, so it looks like a slide is missing. Do you have reentry citizens? Okay, don't worry, just leave it here. The next one is reentry citizens returning to our communities after incarceration. The next group will be healing, restorative needs of SCRA. We have currently a healing group in which Dr. Christopher Nettles is the chairperson, and I serve as the co-chair. And we've recently hired a new consultant, Dr. Tasha Parker. The next group is building peaceful communication. Building peaceful communities. And we'd like to partner with APA Division. APA Division. We would like to have an APA Division partnership with Division 48. Dr. Roy Edelson is president. So here we will be working with them to see how to accomplish peaceful communities together. And next is collaborative scientific research and connections. So more connections with APA divisions, Division Trio, Division Digest, Community on Division APA Relations or CODAPAR, and Science Directorate. This will help us to do more research together and inform other divisions about issues such as social justice. Our leader will cover groups that will focus on leadership skills. All of our members should have some information provided to them on leadership skills. We had a person who was with the Division Trio who provided us a training, and we may invite him to come out and provide a training for us. SCRA and APA membership drive. That's important. All members should be recruiting other members to join us. Phishing and training listserv. This includes non-members. The listserv is for non-members as well. But we want to give a phishing training on for our members. And The one thing that's not here is AI training. As I attended several sessions here at APA conference this year, we will talk about that as well. And next slide. Okay, go back. Three are left on this presidential listening session, and that is our SCRA Strategic Planning Committee consultants. That is IOTA, who recently was hired to serve as our consultants, and they are doing programming for us. They started today. There's another session tomorrow. It's been quite a while since we've had a strategic plan, and we welcome them to work with us. But all members are welcome to contribute to our knowledge. And the last two are accounting and accountability. So at this time, I'd like to thank you all for attending this wonderful occasion. Let us move forward together. I'm sorry, next slide. Okay, thank you. Let us move forward together over the next year with collaborative unity, building peaceful, healing communities as the APA Division 27 Society for Community Research and Action. Attend and participate in the presidential listening sessions. I look forward to working with you and serving as your president. If you'd like to add some C's, that putting C's back into the community, let me know. So, are you ready to get started? Consider attending our social that will be held in 1 hour after this program. And also consider applying for your SCRA membership or renewing with Yadviga or online. I'm going to now pass this on to Yadviga. I want you to enjoy the remainder of the conference, and we have an email for you to reach me if you have any questions. And Yadviga, let them know. Yep, that's it. What's next? Here it is. If you have any questions, you may contact our SCRA president at any time at informpresident@scra27.org. So now I'll pass this on to Yadviga, who will talk to us about our membership drive and also our social. There should also be a flyer for our biannual. Thank you for attending. Yadviga?
I'm here. Thank you very much. As we see, we are just tying up. We have 4 minutes left, you guys. So thank you very much, Dr. Hall. I'm going to stop sharing this and close up and then answer any questions here from our audience if we have any membership questions or not. And then also to show you that we do have our social hour coming up next. All right. All right. Thank you guys, everyone who joined us. For everyone who joined us online, thank you all so much. And we look forward to talking to all of you soon.